Dirty dealings, corporate battles, consumer woes. This is Evening 5. Shares of Jintayu Sustainables, Mercury Securities and Altronic, which hit limit down on Wednesday, nosedived again today as selling pressure that hit several counters this week infected other small caps. Construction and management services provider Widad Group has joined a growing list of Bursa Malaysia listed companies being issued unusual market activity queries from the market operator following a sharp fall in its price. Widad's share price hit limit down during the morning trading session, eventually ending Thursday down 30 sen or 61% to 19 sen, the lowest the counter has seen since 2015. It was the second most actively traded stock on Bursa Malaysia with over 190 million shares transacted, right behind Altronic, which saw over 313 million shares traded. Bursa Securities also doled out UMA queries to Silver Ridge Holdings and Tanko Holdings. Silver Ridge share price also hit limit down, plunging 30% to close at 84.5 sen, making it the market's third biggest loser. Bursa Securities had to suspend Tanko Holdings intraday short selling after its share price tumbled by as much as 27% before closing the day at 51 sen, which is still 22% or 14.5 sen lower than the previous day. Meanwhile, it was also reported that brokers have demanded cash upfront for the purchase of several stocks following this plunge in their share prices effective 2:30 p.m. Thursday. The list includes Altronic, Mercury Securities, Widad, Tanko, Silver Ridge, Laform and Jintayu Sustainables, among others. Global Infrastructure Partners is in talks to buy up to a 49% stake in MMC Port Holdings in a deal potentially valuing Malaysia's biggest port operator at around 30 billion ringgit, two sources with knowledge of the matter said, Reuters reports. The infrastructure investor has begun seeking financing for the potential acquisition of a stake in MMC Port, part of the MMC Corp conglomerate controlled by Tycoon Tan Sri Said Mokhtar Al-Bukhari, says the source. A 49% stake in MMC Port would be worth $3.1 billion, although it is not clear what kind of premium will be agreed on. Talks are ongoing and there is no certainty that a deal will be reached, said the sources, which declined to be named as the discussions were confidential. A spokesperson for GIP in New York declined to comment. MMC Corp did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Founded in 2006, New York headquartered GIP manages more than $100 billion in assets and has a portfolio including Britain's Gatwick Airport, the Port of Melbourne and major offshore wind projects. Reuters was reported in May last year that Said Mokhtar was looking at bringing an investor into MMC Port. The company has 7 ports in Malaysia: Port of Tanjung Pelepas, Johor Port, North Port, Penang Port, Tanjung Beras Port, SPT Services and Andaman Port. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission confirmed that it had summoned businessman Mirzan Mahathir, son of former two-time Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, to assist with an ongoing investigation. The MACC said Mirzan arrived at its headquarters at 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday and a notice order was delivered that required him to declare all movable and immovable assets in his possession, whether inside or outside the country. MACC explained that this order is an extension of MACC's investigation regarding the information in the Panama Papers, as well as his business activities involving the sale and purchase of GLCs. The agency clarified that it had started an investigation against all entities linked and named in the Pandora Papers and the Panama Papers since August 2022. It said that to date, a total of 10 witnesses have been called for the purpose of recording statements, and the MACC is studying the financial documents and asset ownership of the entities listed in the report, and the investigation is still ongoing. PA Resources, which is in the business of aluminium extrusion, has bagged an extension of supply agreement from First Solar Malaysia and First Solar Vietnam Manufacturing Co. to supply goods for production of photovoltaic modules. The total contract is valued up to 1.08 billion for the contract period of January 2nd, 2024 to July 1st, 2025 and may be renewed by US-based solar technology company First Solar for another 1-year period. Group Executive Chairman Tan Sri Chan Kong Choi said that PA Resources is delighted to announce the 4th extension from First Solar, which is also the biggest contract in terms of value awarded to it to date. He adds that the contract will provide PA Resources with stable financial growth for the future. A unit of EcoWorld development group, Eco Botanic 3, is acquiring land in Pulai, Johor from River Retreat for 450.13 million and will subsequently develop the land for affordable housing. In a BOS filing, the group said EB3 has inked a conditional sale and purchase agreement with RRSP and separately a conditional development agreement with state-controlled Pemodelan Darul Takzim, which has nominated EB3 as the developer of said land. This would be the second land acquisition in Iskandar, Malaysia by the group within a span of less than 5 months. In September 2023, the developer had proposed to acquire 403.78 acres of industrial land in Kulai, Johor. Notably, the land EB3 is acquiring from RRSP is located in Iskandar Puteri, next to two of EcoWorld's existing mature townships, Eco Botanic and Eco Botanic 2. The land has been proposed to be developed into a mixed residential and commercial township development suitable for both first-time homebuyers and the M40 group, to be known as Eco Botanic 3, with a preliminary estimated gross development value of 3.88 billion ringgit. In a separate statement, Johor MB Dato' On Hafiz said the project is significant for the target group as it allows them to own a home in the strategic and rapidly developing urban area of Iskandar Puteri. Meanwhile, EcoWorld President and CEO Dato' Chang Kim Wah said the new Eco Botanic site has been structured based on the proven success of Eco Botanic 2's joint development model.